Big 12 Radio, Big 12 Today, along with James Westling on social at James Westling. I'm Ari Tepkin on social at Ari Sports. Crazy active Friday. We've got Thanksgiving week next week. And it feels like, James, once Thanksgiving hits, that it's basically Christmas and New Year's. Like the month between Thanksgiving and then Christmas and New Year's. And it, from a business standpoint, doesn't seem like much gets done. It's an interesting time of year that we're about to hit. It goes fast, and it's week 13 of the college football season, and the Big 12 championship game's a few weeks away. It's like this thing's going to be over quickly, and football, basketball's in full swing now. There's a lot going on, man. It's fun.
Now, how much of a role do you have in your household when it comes to Christmas shopping?
The role.
Okay. Because you're the shopper of the family. So have you started with your Christmas list? I mean, you've got kids, you've got extended family, you've got your wife. When does that all come to light?
Yeah, I'd say for Hanukkah, it's probably more of the kids and wife thing than it is more of the extended family.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I mean, it's an ongoing thing. You sort of, there's like because I'm very active on many of these deal sites where there's like websites that give you great deals that are going on, that scour the internet to find these deals. Like I find a Lego set that's like, oh yeah, that one, my kids love that. Like I buy that over the course of the year. So I just accumulate a large composite of toys and different things over the course of the year that I then save for Hanukkah.
Wow, this is year round. I'm impressed. You had me at websites that scour the web to find the best deals. Yeah. Because I'm all about the deals. Deals for days.
Deals for days. Gotta go deals.
What are these websites, and how do I get my hands on them?
We'll talk.
Okay.
Don't call me. I'll call you.
Okay, great. Awesome. So never. We just started the what are we going to do in terms of gifts for the kids chat last night, which was a little bit alarming. I panic this time of year thinking about how much money will be spent in the next 30 days. So it's fine. It's fine. I'll talk myself off the ledge, and we'll get everybody gifts.
What's your role in all of this?
Pretty much non-existent, I would say. Yeah, not much of a role at all. I've got something planned, something nice for my wife for Christmas. So I'm, starting the process of that, which is basically I've come up with the idea. It's just making it all happen. When it comes to the kids, my daughter's 13, so she'll text me a list of stuff that she wants. It's the little ones that, it's a surprise is what I say. Every Christmas is a surprise. It's a surprise for them. It's a surprise for me.
Wow, that was a whole lot of nothing. All right, plenty to get to on the hardwood from last night and heading into this weekend. On the women's side of things, a big win last night for Iowa over Baylor. The Baylor Lady Bears lost for the first time this season. 7th-ranked Baylor lost to the WBCA Showcase against 19th-ranked Iowa, 57-52 in a really good basketball game. So Iowa stays undefeated at 5-0. Baylor falls to 4-1. Just a high-level matchup. And then Texas Tech hands Mississippi State its first loss of the season. Texas Tech is off to a scorching hot start in a huge year for them. Texas Tech now 6-0 after their 69-62 victory over Mississippi State last night. Also on Wednesday night, Kansas with a big win over Minnesota, 63-57. That's on the women's side of things. But last night, on the men's side of things, really tough loss for the Big 12. Maybe the worst Big 12 loss of the season so far. Cal Poly 92, Utah 85. Utah at the Huntsman Center was a 15-point favorite, and Cal Poly basically led wire to wire in this one. As a team, Cal Poly shot 56% from beyond the arc, hitting 14 threes. They also out-rebounded the Utes 42-32. Cal Poly shot 30 of 60 overall from the field, but hit 14 threes and led wire to wire. Terrence Brown was really good for Utah with 29 points, including 2 of 5 from 3 assists, a steal, and a block in 35 minutes. But really tough loss for Utah last night against Cal Poly.
Yeah, that wasn't good. It wasn't good. Terrence Brown had a big game. He was 11 of 18, had 29 points for the Utes, but just defensively, they didn't show up, and Cal Poly shot the cover off the ball. I mean, a team going 14 for 25 from beyond the arc. There's some nights where the other team is just shooting lights out. And I think that was part of it. But also this is part of the growing pains for Alex Jensen in his first year. I mean, he had to assemble an entirely new roster. There's going to be nights like this. So I'm not ready to hit the panic button quite yet on Utah, considering what the preseason expectations probably are for them. They're going to suffer some L's that maybe we don't see coming because of how new this team and this program is. You know, I like the fact that they kept up offensively, but yeah, giving up 92 points to a Cal Poly team, that's not going to be good in Big 12 play.
Well, and Cal Poly is 3-3 now. They had losses to USC, Colorado State, and Montana. So, you know, we'll see how the rest of the season goes for Cal Poly, but that does not look like a very good loss at all. On the other side, some big wins from a Power 5 standpoint with UCF knocking off Pitt last night, 77-67. Riley Kugel with 18 points. That one for the Knights. They're off to a 5-1 start. Your Wildcats get a 98-77 victory over Mississippi State in the Hall of Fame Classic. PJ Haggerty goes for 37 in that one. Arizona State knocks off Hawaii, 83-76. And then in Baha Mar, in the Bahamas, the Baha Mar Championship, it's Texas Tech 84, Wake Forest 83. This was a really good basketball game last night and sets up an opportunity here for Texas Tech to play number 1 ranked Purdue. But this was a really good basketball game last night, James. And, I thought Christian Anderson was phenomenal in this one for Texas Tech. He was the closer for Tech in this one, 16 points, 8 assists, 3 rebounds. Also, 22 assisted field goals on 28 makes for Texas Tech. Shows you how well they move the basketball. And then JT Toppin, once again, 21 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. So huge win for Tech. And Wake Forest coming in, had one of the best 3-point percentage defenses in the country. And Texas Tech went 12 of 35, 34%. So shot well, knocked off Wake Forest. Good win for Texas Tech last night. Sets up Texas Tech and Purdue today.
Yeah, Texas Tech and Purdue is going to be a banger. We've got an outstanding Friday lineup with that game and then BYU and Wisconsin, which is a rematch of that NCAA tournament thriller that BYU won in the round of 32 last year, 91-89. Wisconsin is really good this year. They're doing things that they haven't done since the 70s, albeit against lesser competition to start the season. They're undefeated. And then I was really impressed by UCF last night. I watched a good chunk of that game, and UCF has got a club. They have, 2 wins now over Power 4 opponents. They beat Texas A&M and beat them soundly. And then even last night, the final was a little bit misleading. I mean, this game was never in doubt for UCF. This was on a neutral floor. This was part of the Skyscraper Legends Classic. This wasn't a home game for UCF, and they were clearly the better team. Riley Kugel's the real deal. He had 18. And then when are we going to start talking about the best team in the state of Kansas might wear purple this year? Because the Wildcats of Kansas State pounded Mississippi State 98-77. ESPN had Mississippi State with a 68% chance of winning that game on their analytic matchup predictor. PJ Haggerty set a T-Mobile scoring record. He's done things that no K-Stater has done since Michael Beasley to start a season with 37 points. Also had 8 assists and 7 rebounds in that game. Abdi Bashir was 4 for 6 from 3. Like K-State, I thought to start the year that K-State, the way they were shooting the basketball, it was maybe a fluke. But we're 5 games in, and they still lead the nation in 3-point field goal percentage. They shot 47% last night from 3 and over 50% for the game. Only had 8 turnovers. Like, that was a huge problem last year. I'm starting to believe a little bit that the Wildcats are legit, at least offensively.
All right, so you started that off by saying, when are we going to talk about the best basketball team in the state of Kansas wearing purple?
Yeah, when are we going to start talking about K-State maybe being the best team in the state of Kansas?
I mean, do you want to start it? Why don't you go ahead, James? It sounds like you're ready to start that conversation.
I mean, should we start it? I mean, K-State's 5-0. They've got one of the best scoring guards in the country. He's healthy.
And I'm assuming they've also played North Carolina and Duke as well in that 5-0 start, yes?
No. They've played teams like Tulsa and Mississippi State. Now, they do play Nebraska tonight.
Ooh, Nebraska! Ooh.
The fighting Fred Hoibergs. Now, with that said, I thought K-State would get beat last night. What I saw from Kansas State against Tulsa, I didn't think they'd beat Mississippi State. Mississippi State, this Hubbard kid is the real deal. He's an all-SEC player. They were in the NCAA tournament last year. They have a lot of guys coming back. They've got a really good coach in Chris Jans. I thought Mississippi State would win the game. They were favored. So for Kansas State to win by 21, to score almost 100 points in this game, like it makes me believe that K-State is much improved from last year, Ari.
Yeah, impressive win. And the game was where, James?
It was on a neutral floor at the T-Mobile Center in Kansas City. It was a neutral game.
Yeah, neutral floor in Kansas City. No, impressive win. And, I mean, Kansas, who, until Kansas State beats them in basketball, will still be the best basketball team in the state of Kansas. They played teams like UNC, whereas K-State's played teams like UNC Greensboro. So, bit of a difference there. Now, yeah, they're 5-0. Kansas is 3-2, so off to a good start. They play at Indiana a couple of days before before Thanksgiving, so that'll be a big one. And then beyond that, I mean, they had at Creighton. Not many major tune-ups before Big 12 play starts in terms of big-time competition.
I mean, they're not North Carolina and Duke. I'll give you that. But have you seen what Darren DeFries is doing at Indiana? They're 5-0, and they look really good.
No surprises here. No surprises here.
Yeah, he's a really good coach. They've got Seton Hall coming up at Creighton. But K-State looks a lot better than they did this time last year. And I watched a little bit of Doug McDaniel at Memphis, and if K-State traded P.J. Haggerty for Doug McDaniel because Haggerty was at Memphis last year, K-State no doubt got the better end of that trade. Like, Haggerty is a dude, and he's a closer, he's a scorer, he's also a catalyst. Like, he makes the players around him better. My concern is still, can Kansas State guard anybody and rebound? But last night, somehow, some way, they forced a lot of turnovers. They had a +4 edge on the glass. They had a 17-4 advantage on fast break points. It was the most well-rounded effort I've seen from a K-State team in a really long time, especially this early in the season.
Well, and all joking aside, I mean, I think big picture, like these wins, Mississippi State, Wake Forest, again, I know I'm continuing to beat this drum, but it's so important to note that, like, once you get to January, you're just playing other Big 12 teams. So there's really no way to improve the status from a quad 1, quad 2, et cetera standpoint. So, like, keep piling up these wins, Texas Tech against Power 5 opponents, and once you get into Big 12 play, the majority of games will be quad 1 games for Big 12 teams. And remember, that's important because a quad 1 loss doesn't hurt you in terms of candidacy for the NCAA tournament. So, right now, I think the Big 12 is off to a blazing hot start in terms of their status and solidifying as the number 1 conference in America. Because when you look at Big 12 ACC, Big 12 SEC, Big 12 Big 10, like, there's been a dominance here overall, and today will be a big day in that regard as well.
Totally agree. And the teams that are projected to be in the middle or even bottom part are more than carrying their weight.
Yeah.
Like that is what this early part of the season has shown me. Wins over Pitt, wins over a Wake Forest, Colorado beating Providence, Oklahoma State being 2-0 against power opponents. Like, Houston is certainly carrying the weight at the top with BYU and Texas Tech and the other teams that we knew in Arizona and their 3 marquee wins, the most impressive resume in the entire country. Even Iowa State has a nice win over a power opponent. Like, the teams at the top are doing what we thought they would do. There's no surprises there. If anything, they've been better than expected. And then these teams in the middle are really, really doing some good things for the conference, beating the Pitts and the Wake Forests and the Providences and the Mississippi States of the world. I'm with you, man. This is the best basketball conference in America, and I don't think it's close this year. I don't think it's close. Like, there's not a Florida. There's not an Auburn. There's not anybody from the SEC that the Big 12, I don't think, is right there with.
Well, there are a bunch of games on today. So James will be on the call at 2 o'clock, so 3 o'clock Central, 2 o'clock Mountain Time between Wisconsin and BYU. That's 2 ranked teams, and obviously Big 12, Big 10. At 5:30 Central tonight, the Hoops Classic, Louisville and Cincinnati, 2 4-0 teams. Louisville is 6th in the nation. Then also on at 5:30 in the Shriners Children's Charleston Classic, it's West Virginia and Clemson. So another ACC Big 12 matchup. Clemson's been a perennial tournament team. They're 4-1. Texas Tech Purdue, the number 1 team in the country. What a matchup there in Baha Mar in the Bahamas. And then K-State Nebraska. So, I mean, every game on the docket for today and tonight is Power 5 for the Big 12. The only one that's not is UC Davis in Colorado. So a huge day today in this regard as well, where you just got to keep winning. And, again, once it comes down to it, when you get into January, all those wins stack up and give you more Quad 1 opportunities in Big 12 play.
It is so freaking awesome to see all these high-profile matchups on this Friday.
Yeah, it is.
And then next week is really the big MTE tournament week. You've got the Players Era tournament starting on the 24th. It's going to have, 3-4 teams from the Big 12 in it. So there's going to be marquee matchups there. And the Big 12, tonight, if the Big 12 gets a split, I'll be happy. I mean, that's how big these games are. And if you get a split in Quad 1, Quad 2 games for a conference or even an individual school, that's a massive win. So, I don't know where the wins come from, but if K-State or if the Big 12 goes above 500 with this slate of games, it just further magnifies the fact that this is the best conference in America. And I think Texas Tech can beat Purdue.
Yeah.
I really do. That game's tonight at 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central on CBS Sports Network, that Baja Mar Championship. There's no reason Texas Tech can't beat that Purdue team that got a scare from Memphis last night.
Yeah. And to answer your question, in the Players Era tournament, which starts on Monday in Vegas, Kansas, Baylor, Iowa State, Houston, all participants for the Big 12. So Monday matchups, Kansas, Notre Dame, Creighton, Baylor, St. John's, Iowa State, and Syracuse, Houston. Plus, Arizona State is going to Maui. They take on Texas at the Maui Invitational on Monday night as well. So, yeah, next week, huge week for these Thanksgiving tournaments, and should be a lot of fun to follow everything going on. And, by the way, that Kansas State-Indiana game next week is in Bloomington, so not part of the MTE circuit. Big 12 Radio.
No, it's a straight-up road game.
Yeah. Big 12 Radio, this is Big 12 Today. Heard on TuneIn and watched on Big 12 Studios. We are presented by Modelo.